Yes, sir. We completed this.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir. We can see.
So welcome you everyone in the class. Let me recap the chapter here. We were there in the socialism in Europe and the Russian revolution. Sorry, the age of social change. What kind of changes those people wanted there? The people from Russia they wanted, and all over Europe they wanted there. Important points we had discussed. French Revolution, like democratic changes in society, 18th century society divided in states and all. Then aristocracy was there; it was prevailed over there. Individual rights, social powers, all these things were discussed in that, isn't it? So after that, we had seen these points, important points we had seen there. Afterwards, we saw the people who were separated or divided into three categories like liberals, radicals, and conservatives. What liberals wanted to have in the society, those were different from radicals and conservatives. As conservatives were the people, actually they didn't want any change into the society. Okay, they accepted the changes which will take place gradually. Means they did not want the changes, rapid changes in the society as the modernization was accepted all across the world. But still, they did not want that. They wanted to have the changes gradually so that they would not lose their tradition, their custom. Okay, they just wanted to preserve those things that were prevailed in the society since many times or since ages. Have you got it?
Yes, sir.
Now what kind of changes they brought here? We that also we've been seeing changes in the society. Radical civilists, those were employers, wanted to make a workforce, then become revolutionaries. They wanted to give an opportunity to the poor population to educate and equal rights. They would able to earn a better living for that. Okay, such kind of things we had seen there in this point, radicals, liberals, and
Sir, have you shared this notes in Google Classroom?
no, I did not share. It is available there in the video. So now the coming of socialism to Europe, that point we are going to learn over here. Now what happened there? By the end of 19th century, in Europe, socialism was well-known body of ideas. Actually, it was mid-19th, it was well-known body of ideas that attracted widespread attention. In which century? In the 19th century.
So 19th century means 1991 like that only.
No, like 1891. This is 19th century. Okay, I told you just example over here. Suppose there is 1801 as well. So this is we have entered in 19th century. Understood?
Okay, sir.
It is the starting of 19th century because 1800 is over, na? So 18th century is over. It is done. Now suppose there is 1801. So that would be your 19th century. Did you get, Nehal?
Yes, sir. I got it.
Okay. So
then our century is 21st century.
In 19th century, socialism had become as well-known body of what? Of ideas. For what? And it attracted the attention. It attracted the attention all over the world. All over the world. Second thing that happened over there is like socialists were against private property and saw it as the root of all social evils. Socialists, they were actually against the private property. And they saw this private property as the evil in the society. What would be there then? Means what could be the perception behind it? Why were they thinking that private property was just like a root cause of every social evil of that time?
Sure,
What did they
because
want then? What did they want? Means beside that or instead of that, rather than single individuals controlling property, they wanted more attention would be paid to collective social interests. Understand? They did not want to have the concentrated property. Which property? Concentrated property. Understood? Means they wanted to spread that property. Spread that property there among the people. Okay? Means they were against of this. Socialists had different visions of the future then. What kind of means they had their different visions for future. What would be there happen there in the future in the country? They did not want to have control the property by individuals, single individual. More attention would be paid to collective social interest in the sense that property would be spread within the people who are the citizen of that country. Now, they had different future perception as well. Are you all getting the point?
yes, sir.
Okay. What kind of perception? There was a person called Robert Owen. He was born in 1771 and was died in 1858. A leading English manufacturer. He was a manufacturer. Sought to build a cooperative community called New Harmony in Indiana. That was in USA. Okay, he built it. Other societies, what did they felt? They felt that, for instance, this one, Louis Blanc. Okay, he was.
Sir, New Harmony means it is a company or what? New
Yes,
Harmony.
no. Cooperative community was built and its name was New Harmony. Community, it is the name of community. Okay, in Indiana. And other societies, for example, Louis, this one, Louis Blanc, it is wanted the government to encourage cooperatives and replace capitalist enterprises. What did it want? Actually, Louis Blanc, he wanted the government to encourage cooperatives. It means other cooperative in the sense many individuals would come together. Many individuals would come together.
Like private property.
Yeah, not private properties, but government should encourage it. Yeah, means actually these societies were belonging to the individuals, but they should be backed by the government. Okay, means nobody can finger out them. Understood? Suppose we have backup from the government, so definitely nobody would ask or nobody would raise the voice against us, isn't it? That is why this Louis Blanc, he did not want that the individuals community, when they bring together or they are together, that should be encouraged by the government. These cooperatives actually were to be associations of people who produced goods together and divided the profits according to the work done by members. Now, why? These cooperatives, what was its aim? Cooperatives, actually their aim was to produce the goods, and another aim was to distribute the profit among
Themselves.
its members. Are you getting? Okay.
Yes, sir.
This profit would be distributed among the members. This was the aim of these cooperatives. And today also the same thing happened. If the cooperative is established, so definitely the profit would be distributed among the members only. Have you got it?
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Yeah. Now in that case or in that period only, Karl Marx, who was born in 1818 and died in 1883, and Friedrich Engels, he was also born in 1820 and died in 1895. What did they do? They said that the other bodies like cooperatives should be introduced. Should be introduced. Where? They're in the European countries. Where they're in the European countries. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting all?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So cooperatives, that Louis Blanc, he was from France and he wanted the government to and replace capitalist cooperatives, encourage enterprises. Why? To encourage the enterprises. Enterprises in the sense what? Those firms which were run by the individuals. The firms. That is called enterprises. Firms. That is called enterprises. Okay. Those were run by. Then the cooperative, what was his aim over there? They will be produce the products together and definitely the
Yes.
whatever the profit is there, that should be
Distribute
distributed among the members of the company,
members.
the firm or the enterprises. Is it clear till now?
Yes, sir.
See how socialism
Yes,
has
sir.
come to Europe. This we are going, means we are entering into it. Okay, why socialism has means entered in Europe? That this is the starting of that. What happened to Karl Marx? Actually, they had the other ideas of to the concept of cooperatives. What did they think? Karl Marx felt that the capitalists also took the share of profit which was due to the workers. Capitalist means whom? Capitalist, the people who actually were financing. Capitalist, financer. Okay, and the work was done by workers. So the capitalist also took the benefit which was done by, or they should also enjoy the profit which was due to the workers, which was due to the workers only. What did he say? Actually, Karl Marx, he believed that workers should overthrow capitalism and the rule of private property. In the sense what? Here, try to understand. What did it say? Capitalists also should enjoy the profit of the work which was done by workers. Now he's saying that, again he added over there, he thought that worker himself should also extract the profit from the distribution. Means whatever the profit is distributed, in that workers contribution should also be there, and they should rule out the capitalism as well as the private property. Okay, and they should take their gains or take their benefit or their profit, the proportion of profit. Who should get this? Workers.
Workers.
In whose opinion? Karl Marx.
Karl Marx.
Again, are you getting the points or am I going very fast?
No, sir.
Okay. Others, Srivalli?
No, sir. Sir, I'm understanding.
Okay. Now, another thing that he believed that the workers should free themselves. The workers had to overthrow capitalism. Now they should be free. They should be free. From where? From capitalist exploitation, workers, and construct a radically socialist state where all property was socially controlled. Now, he had another point of view. He thought that workers should be free from capitalism. First thing. Second thing, we wanted that the exploitation should be eradicated. Okay, should eradicate it, and there should be a social control upon what? There should be social control upon the property. Upon the
property.
Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just try to understand this thing. Very, very important it is. Okay. Please wait for a minute. I'm just coming. One second. Okay. Now, this point is done over here. Okay. Let us understand now support for socialism. What did he ask? That the workers should also gain their profit from the that they should also obtain the profit from the company or private property, and communist society should be formed, which was the society of the future. Society of the future. Here, what we had discussed, how the socialist had different visions of the future. They wanted to have the society, the society, communist society, where it would lead the society later on. Okay, that was the aim of such people. Like who were those? Karl Marx, then Robert Owen, then Louis Blanc. These people were there who had different views about the society. Have you got?
Yes, sir.
Now let us understand spread of socialism or support for socialism in the Europe or European country. What is written over there? By 1870s, what happened? Actually, socialism was spread across Europe. And to coordinate their activities, socialists formed an international body that was called the Second International. See, till 1870s, socialism was spread where? In Europe. Then to support socialism, what happened? Across the world, activities or activists, socialists actually formed, support the socialism. Socialist formed the international body. This is the point that I'm extracting from there. International body called Second International. Second International. Now, why is it called as Second International? So that they can gain the support of the people who are having the same tendency or same view or point of view. Sorry, they have same point of view of socialism. For that, this name was given as Second International. Have you got the point? Second thing is,
Yes.
second thing, workers in England and Germany, they formed associations to achieve better living and working conditions. In England and Germany, what happened? On the other hand, workers formed, what did they form? Associations. For what? To gain their rights. Okay, to gain their living standards, living standards, and their working condition, improve their working conditions. For that, in England and in Germany, the workers, they also formed the associations. One of that association was Social Democratic Party. Okay, parties like the Socialist Party in France and the Labour Party in Britain were formed for socialist and trade unionists. What kind of? Like Socialist Party and Socialist Party in France, Labour Party in Britain. Such parties were formed only to support socialism in Europe. Okay, in those days, only European countries were associated to the idea of socialism. Now, the biggest point, this is the root cause for Russian Revolution that we saw in the lectures, in the first lecture and this lecture also. We have seen till now, as you can see the picture here. What the picture is telling you? It is actually a painting of Paris. It was painted in 1871. Okay, it portrays a scene from the popular uprising in Paris between March and May 1871. This was a period when the town council, that is Commune of Paris, was taken over by a people's government. People's government means which was formed by the people, common people who were together. That we have seen there. Got it? Understood?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah. So this is picture where the people now outraged for their own rights. Let us understand the Russian Revolution. So it started in the year 1914. What happened there? In one of the least industrialized of European states, this situation was reserved. Socialists took over
Sir,
government in Russia. Yes.
sir, Russia is democratic or
No, it is not democratic.
it is military under, right?
Ah, yes. Russian government is under military. It is one of the kind of dictatorship also, but it is not fully dictatorship over there. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now let us see what happened there in Russian Revolution. How is it started? Was it started there? Now in Europe, in most of the places, socialists took over the government, and especially in Russia, through the October Revolution of 1917, the fall of monarchy in February 1917, and the events of October are normally called the Russian Revolution. See, try to understand the period of Russian Revolution. There was a fall of government, the starting of Russian Revolution in October 1917. And when the monarchy was failed there in February 1917, after that, the period is known as Russian Revolution. How did this come about? What were the social and political conditions in Russia when the revolution occurred? We will see all these things in this topic. So let us understand Russian Revolution and the Russian Empire in 1914. See, where can you see the Russian Empire over here? This is the total is Russian Empire. Okay, this is the Russian Empire over here. And
countries also.
allied nations were also there. These allied nations, okay, with Russia. Have you got? Syria was also with Russia. Okay, so these countries were with Russia and they were in allied nations. In 1914, Tsar Nicholas II, who ruled Russia, was autocratic. He was autocratic. Hello?
Yes, there is.
Am I audible there?
Yeah, sir, you are audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir, you are audible.
Okay. So whenever we say that there was Tsar Nicholas II, he was ruled Russia and its empire. He was an autocrat, like he was the only person who was ruling over there. The Hukum Shahi, it is called in like Hindi, it is called as Hukum Shahi. Only Hukumat was going on there. Okay, and nothing was to be listened. Okay, from the people. Actually, what did he do? He levied taxes. Okay, he levied taxes upon the people, and especially the peasants. What did he do? Actually, in Russian Revolution, first thing we have to see in Russia, that is 1914. Who was in 1914? He was Tsar Nicholas.
Nicholas II.
Okay, Nicholas II. What did he do? He levied. What did he do? He levied the taxes upon the peasants.
Sir, levies means
To impose. Okay, to impose. Levite means the taxes were imposed upon the peasants. They were actually hiked. The taxes were hiked. That is why the people were very outraged or very furious at Nicholas. So he took Russia into the First World War and a large number of Russian soldiers were killed. What did he do? In First World War, these were the allied nations there, okay, in the First World War, and he also took participation in the First World War. In that, Russian soldiers were killed at the large number. Okay, at the large number. Then what happened? Definitely, whatever the participation he had taken in Russia, First World War, due to that, its treasury was empty. First thing, impact. In impact of World War I, if suppose they ask you in the examination, so first thing you have to mention there that emptied the treasury. Okay. Second things, soldiers were killed. Soldiers were killed. A lot of soldiers were killed. This is another loss that Russia had to bear. Apart from this, there were some other losses. that impacted the economy and society in Russia. How did it happen? How economy and society was impacted, or we may say affected. Okay, in another way or another words, we will say affected. They affected by the World War I, as Russia had taken participation in that. So what happened to the peasants during that period? About 85% people of the or of the Russian population entered their living, earned their living from agriculture during that period. First thing, 85% people earned their living through what? Through agriculture. Second thing was the cultivators who were there. What did happen to them? Produced for the market and for themselves only. Another thing is the cultivators. Here you will see that this population was higher than in most European countries. For instance, in France and Germany, the population was between 40% to 50%. In empire, in the total empire, cultivators produced for them, for the market as well as for their own needs, and Russia was a major exporter of grain. It wanted to have the cultivation, means cultivators produced for themselves and market only. What would happen to those people who were totally spending their lives, or we may say they were actually depending upon the agricultural produce? Many of them were unemployed, and they were died of starvation, as Russia was exporting the grains to other countries who were involved in the First World War. This was not the justification to those people or the origin population in the particular country, as those people who are living in that country, they are dying of starving, and you people, means that government is sending or exporting the grains to other countries. Where is the justice? Is it justice to those people who are living in that country or who are the citizens of that country? No, it is not. So peasants had to pay taxes as land revenue, especially the cultivators. They had to do free labor. Peasants had to do free labor, in the sense they were not paid actually. Another point. Third point.
In by peasants.
They had to pay, peasants had to pay taxes. Fourth thing, they had to work freely, in the sense free of wages, we may say. Understood?
Sir, what is meant by peasants?
Wage means salary, beta. Per day, whatever we get, our salary, per day salary. That is called wages.
Not
Okay.
wages, sir.
That is told na, Nehal. I said whatever the worker, if the worker is getting the salary per day, he works and for that he is paid at the end of the day, same day. That is called wages. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And salary is something when your total work is counted on the monthly basis. That is your salary. Have you got it?
Yes, sir.
and sometimes only they seldom own land. Seldom own land means very few peasants had their own land.
Peasants.
Own land. Have you got it? Okay. This was something happened to the with the lives of peasants there in Russia. It
Sir,
was
peasants means what?
farmers. Peasants means farmers. Those especially who are small in the sense they have small piece of land, or else they didn't have land. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
those are called peasants, farmers, small farmers. Have you got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, then till now we will see. Afterwards, in the next class, I'll be explaining the other means the rest of the chapter. Okay. Till that time, thank you very much for joining the class. Okay, and please
Thank you, sir.
go through the video which will be uploaded now on YouTube. Please. Thank you very much.